On Monday, September 2nd, 2024, several vehicles in the motorcade of Democratic vice presidential nominee Tim Walz were involved in a crash while traveling from the airport to a campaign event in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The accident occurred shortly before 1 p.m. local time on Interstate 794, a major highway running through the city. The vehicles involved were near the rear of the motorcade, with Walz, who is also the governor of Minnesota, riding closer to the front and not directly involved in the crash. The motorcade was en route to a Labor Day event in Milwaukee, marking Walz's first trip aboard the Harris-Walz campaign charter aircraft, which prominently features decals of the American flag and the slogan, "A New Way Forward." The accident took place as the motorcade made its way from the airport to the event where Walz was scheduled to speak. The collision involved multiple vehicles, including several large passenger vans that were a part of the motorcade. Images posted on social media showed these vans with significant damage, including crumpled front. According to eyewitness reports from a pool reporter traveling in the motorcade, the passengers in one of the vans were violently thrown forward as their vehicle collided with the one in front of them before being struck from behind, indicating a multi-vehicle pileup. The exact cause of the crash remains unclear, and authorities are still investigating the incident. Although Tim Walz was unharmed, several people in the motorcade sustained injuries. A member of Walz's traveling staff who was in a van carrying reporters suffered an arm injury and was treated by medics on the scene. Jasmine Ulloa, a reporter for the New York Times, summarized the situation, stating that the others involved are shaken but appear to be in stable condition. Additionally, some journalists experienced minor injuries, including scrapes, bruises, and a bloody nose. One individual feared they might have suffered a concussion, but overall, the injuries were described as minor and non-life-threatening. Despite the crash, Walz continued to the scheduled campaign event after the accident. Upon arriving, he briefly addressed the incident, expressing relief that everyone involved would be okay. He said, "Some of my staff and members of the press that were traveling up with us were involved in a traffic accident on the way here today. We've spoken with the staff. I'm relieved to say that with a few minor injuries, everybody's going to be okay." Later, Walz and his motorcade made a stop at a local hospital to check on the staff members involved in the crash, ensuring that everyone who wanted to be assessed by paramedics received the necessary attention. In the aftermath of the crash, President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris both reached out to Walz. Biden Walz from Air Force One to check on him, while Harris spoke with Walz by phone to express her concern. The White House confirmed that Harris had been informed about the incident and was closely monitoring the situation. Walz also expressed his gratitude to the responders, stating, "I want to express my sincere thanks to the U.S. Secret Service and all the local first responders for their quick reaction to help." At least this time, Walz wasn't the one driving at 96 in a 55 zone. The campaign continues as scheduled, with the Harris-Walz team maintaining its focus on reaching out to communities across the nation in the lead up to the upcoming election. The cause of the accident is still under investigation, and more details may emerge as authorities review the circumstances surrounding the crash.
Middle MAGA.